Season 2 is about to begin, and of course that means we have our first transfer special of the series. If you didn't catch yesterday's episode, it had an incredibly dramatic conclusion. Thank you for all of the support so far. Make sure you go and check that one out first before you get into this one. It's going to be a very, very fun episode. I can't wait to get into it, so let's roll the intro. Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2024 and another part of the non-league to Champions League Road to Glory series with South Shields. Today we have our transfer special for the start of Season 2. We will be building our squad ready for the National League and our first chance to get into the Football League in this series. It's going to be really, really fun. We've been given a decent amount of money by the board. In my opinion, we should be able to go out and sign 7, 8, 9 players to improve this side and hopefully take us on to the next level. So if you do enjoy, do give it a massive thumbs up. These first parts to seasons really do make the difference in helping people get on board with the series, and of course this is going to be a long one, so there's going to be plenty of jumping on points throughout this series. And I have had a few questions. Are you staying with South Shields all the way? Yes, I am. This is the whole point of this series. It is a full-on road to glory, building the club from where we are in the Vanarama National League North all the way up to the Premier League and hopefully the Champions League glory as well. I think it is going to take probably a couple of 100 episodes at the very least. So strap in tight, folks, because it is going to be a long one. But first port of call today will be to have a look at our squad. Who do we want to renew the contracts of and all of that good stuff? If we have a little look at our finances, we have been given nearly £20,000 in transfer budget, and we now have £27,000 per week on the wage budget. We're committed to spending £15,900, so we've got another £12,000 to pump into this club. That's really another 10 quality players that can be coming and joining us, and that is before we have looked at letting players go and all of that. So first things first, I think we need to have a little look at our squad performances from last season. Who do we want to keep around at the football club next season? And I think the first guy that deserves a contract, new contract, is Dylan Motley Henry. So let's have a little gander at him. He's currently on £600 per week. He is going to be an important player. So, or should we put him on a regular starter? Yes, I think that'll be good because he might not play quite as much next season. Now, he wants £1,300. That's absolutely fine. We're going to remove any sort of appearance fee, but I think he does deserve a decent wage increase after his heroics last season. So 1,200, that's fine. He's going to get an extra year onto his contract, and potentially this time next year might be the time that he leaves. Now, Luke James is somebody that I'm on the fence about. Romello Mitchell really should be somebody we keep around. He's had 7 goals and 3 assists, is apparently already a leading National League player, and potentially EFL League 2 standard. So I think, all right, okay, so he doesn't want to stay with us. Well, that kind of makes that decision there. Michael Woods, he's 34 years old. I mean, he's had a good season, hasn't he? But is he somebody that we want to keep around? I mean, could we potentially give him a job? I don't know, is that something you have to talk to them about? Let's have a little discussion then. Advice. Recommend possible future staff role. Let's say you should become a coach. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, he's not an important player. To be fair, he's really going to struggle with that. Yeah, I cannot promise him being a player that's going to be around much longer. I mean, he's not, a South Shields legend. He's not one that I would feel terrible about leaving. He's had a good season, but I think that it'll be a bit too much of a step up. Jordy Mongoy, not a player that's played too much. He's 25 years old now. He's on 500 smackaronis a week. Yeah, he's obviously just joined South Shields on a free. He's a decent player, but again, I don't think he's going to be somebody that is going to be used too much. He's only played 12 times or made 12 starts this season, so I'm quite happy to let him go. Martin Smith, of course, scored the very first goal of the series. Again, he's a decent player, but he had that injury and hasn't really looked the same since. He is declining. Again, I think somebody that's just not going to be quite good enough going forward. Now, Emir Hughes has come in, and he's had a decent end to the season. I think definitely somebody to keep around the club. So let's discuss with his agent. He has some interest in staying. He wants 950 quid. We've managed to whittle that down a little bit. So let's give him a contract. Let's see what he suggests. We'll keep him as squad player for now. Yeah, 925 quid. That's not too bad. We're going to get rid of that. And of course the appearance fees and stuff. And maybe go up to 950 there. Yes, that's good. Okay, I'm happy with that. 2-year contract for Emir Hughes. And definitely somebody that could be around for years to come. CJ Clark. Again, is somebody, he's 21 years old. He could improve. He's a decent National League North player. Played some decent football this season, but, he is on £450,000 per week. I think we can get better than CJ, unfortunately. Kovacevic, I don't think he'll want to stay at the club. It's a shame because he is a good player and has high potential, but unfortunately just causing a bit too much of a problem, so we are going to let him go. Sam Hodgson and Will Jenkins might be nice to keep them around the place as players that have come through the youth system, if you like. So I'm actually going to give Sam Hodgson a new contract. Obviously need to be very, very careful of how much we're actually giving him. We don't want to give him too much here. Go on, we can give you 450, which is a bit of a pay rise, keeping him around the club. That's fine by me. Will Jenkins as well, obviously played some football for us this season, but has, as I say, he's come through the youth system as well. He's from Newcastle. Breakthrough prospect. I definitely think worth keeping around just in case we need him. And obviously having that homegrown talent around is pretty important. So yeah, I'm going to give them an extra contract extension. Now Miles Boney is somebody that is a player that should stay with us. He's been at the club for many, many years now, and he's already a good National League goalkeeper. I think will definitely be somebody that's important for us next season. So let's bring him in. Maybe even give him 3 years. I'm going to give him a 3-year contract. He could be a player that stays with us for a long, long while. And because he's a goalkeeper, as long as we keep him sweet, he could be a player that we keep as a backup all the way. He really could. Right, go on. We'll see if he'll take the 3-year contract. No. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's stop messing around. We wanted him. Right, any more for any more? We have got some trialists in as well that we could look at, but there will be a better standard of play. I would like to get Henry Fieldson in again next season, but we'll just have to see when the time comes on that. In terms of positions, where we're going to be looking to strengthen all over the pitch, so there's not going to be a particular strategy to our summer signings. It's going to be bringing in loads of trials, looking at our scout reports, because in all honesty, we're not in a position to know all of the players that will be good at this level. Of course, if there are a couple of fun names that we could bring into the team, then we will look at doing that, as long as it's not too expensive. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this summer transfer window, so I'll push on a little bit and I'll catch up with you guys if there's anything to update you about. Okay, looks like some good expectations for next season. They want to grow the club's reputation. Not a lot is new in there, but attempting to avoid relegation is not a bad thing to look at, really. I think we can do a lot better than that. We can have a good summer of recruitment, take our momentum up. So what I was saying to you before, if we can survive the first couple of seasons, then we should be golden, because that is a pretty low bar, isn't it? So even if we get relegated this year, we're going to be safe, which is what we like to see. Okay, first signing of the window then is Ethan Wheatley from Manchester United. He's joined on a free transfer. He's a good National League player, could potentially be a League One standard in the future. Comes in, looks very, very good. 4-star ability, already better than Romello Mitchell and Max Thompson. So, yeah, excited to see what he is made of. But yeah, there's been some interesting names thrown about. Shane Long, Harry Arter, and Morten Gams Pedersen so far. Okay, so season review of the previous year. Top signing was Jed Abbey. Obviously not one of mine, but no, very, very good to see there. Some of the season results. Obviously, we finished up as champions, but the middle of the season form is where it was really at, and only one defeat since November in the second half of the year is really what led us to that. Biggest win was 4-0 against Warrington Rylands in the FA Cup. 4-1 victory, match to remember, over Scunthorpe, and a 2-2 draw against Banbury produced the goal of the season from Michael Woods. Everything went up, which is fabulous to see, and there was our best 11. Boney in goal with Lafudu, Broadbent, Little and Adams in defence. Woods and CJ Clark holding the midfield, with Sir Robert Briggs in the middle. Motley Henry wide with Jed Abbey, and Paul Blackett started up top. In terms of competition awards, did we get any of that? Nope. Fans player of the season was Robert Briggs. Young player of the season was Jed Abbey. Sign of the season, Jed Abbey. Goal of the season, Michael Woods. As we know, top goal scorer was Paul Blackett. All very, very good. Okay, right. We will push forward, and we'll see how things go, and I'll see for any more signings. Okay, another new signing from the transfer window. Jack Hodnett comes in, 21-year-old Englishman, can play in central midfield, can also play at centre-back as well. Just a bit of cover for Sir Robert Briggs. We're going to be hopefully building the team around him next season. Wasn't actually playing in the league last year, but did perform very, very well. So it does look like a good player. Would be a good player for most National League North sides, and is potentially National League standard. We're really struggling at the moment. Probably going to sort of rattle towards the 1st of July, see what sort of players are released, and then see where we're at after that. Okay, another new signing coming in. Tom Lavery is coming in from Sunderland. He's just left them on a free transfer. Could potentially be League Two standard, but comes in really as a Harry Fieldson replacement. We've got rid of Aaron Martin for £2,000. I think that's a decent amount of money to bring in. It increases our transfer budget a little bit. But there he is, 3.5-star player, 5-star potential for him, only on £550 a week as well. So definitely somebody that we needed to get in. Can play at right back as well. So yeah, pretty happy with him. And we will continue on. Okay, another very good signing at centre-back who's come in, Jack Kingon, 18-year-old Scottish centre-back. He is 186 centimetres, over 6 foot, so nice tall centre-back. He's come in from Manchester United, potentially EFL 2, League 2 standard in the future, hopefully. He will be a good player for us, and we've definitely strengthened centre-back areas. We now need to look at defensive midfield and attacking areas. Okay, another new signing. Nia Kirby has come in, spent last season at Oxford City in the National League. Looks like a decent player, former Crystal Palace youth product, proposition, whatever you want to say, prospect. Looks pretty good, actually. 24 years old, still got the potential to improve. Some decent attributes in there. Already a good National League player, can play anywhere down the spine of the team, and 1.8k, so a bit more of an expensive signing, but we still have a decent amount of money left to do what we want with, really. So we will keep going, and we'll keep trying to make some good signings. Okay, another little backup player that has come in. Ethan Moore has come on a free transfer. Decent National League standard, 3-star ability, 4-star potential. Definitely just somebody to bolster the squad a little bit in case Motley Henry is out for an extended period this year. But looks good. We were competing with a couple of clubs to get him in, so happy that we've managed to do that. And as I say, he's got some good attributes. He's a very young player, so can improve a lot, hopefully. And as if like London Mussers, 2 right wingers come along at once. And yeah, very, very excited about this one. Maro Vete has been on trial with us for a little bit. He is a 31-year-old Portuguese right winger, but can play absolutely anywhere you want. He is your classic non-league player. The only place he can't play is defensive midfield. Everywhere else he is pretty good at. Has been knocking around the National League for years, so he's a very experienced National League player. Has played quite a lot up in League 2 as well. Spent last season at Hayes and Yedden United, scored 6 goals and got 8 assists, so I think he could be a bit of a flary player on the right hand side and give us a lot of different options out there. And yeah, looking forward to working with him. And again, we're just building a nice little squad together for the National League. I'm starting to get a little bit excited, actually, that we could, well, produce something good, because if we have a little look at the season preview, already predicted to finish in 18th, which is so much better than what the board want. And if you look 25-1, the odds don't get very long in non-league, so yeah, I'm happy. We seem to have made a lot of progress with the sort of teams or the sort of players that we've thought of. So hopefully we can just keep pushing on and give ourselves every chance. Okay, another new signing. Billy Terrell is going to be our backup goalkeeper next season. He's already a leading National League North player, could potentially be League 2 standard. Played at Dover Athletic last season and, looked okay in a very, very poor Dover Athletic side who did ultimately get relegated. So comes in as a backup goalkeeper. I think very, very happy with that, and hopefully we can push on and hopefully he can improve. Okay, what's looking like the final signing before the start of the season is Cameron Hargreaves, who is a defensive midfielder. can also play in the middle as well. He's come in on a free transfer, of course, at Kings Lynn Town in real life, and scored 6 goals and got 4 assists last season. So definitely somebody that can improve our depth, and will come in with Nia Kirby. And hopefully, we will have a lot of depth players in there. So, yes, I think we're ready to select our first team of the year. And this is sort of what I've put together so far. Obviously, there's a couple more signings that have made their way into the team. Since I last spoke to you. Now, where's our new goalkeeper gone? Where's he gone? What was his name? It was like Lilith or something, wasn't it? Transfer history? Where is he? Terrell. Has he gone into the under-18s yet? We need him in the first team. Good. Okay, so Billy Terrell will come in onto the bench. Don't want to leave ourselves short there. Who else do we need in there? Ethan Moore, maybe, on the bench. Do we go Max Thompson? I think we have to give Blackett a chance. And Jed Abbey, of course, was absolutely brilliant last season. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. I want to give Blair Adams a chance at left back at the start of the season. Want to give Sir Robert Briggs a chance as well. So Miles Boney starting in goal with Lafudu, Kingdon, Broadbent and Adams in defence. A very familiar looking defence to last year. Then Hughes and Kirby are our holding midfielders, and Sir Robert Briggs in the middle of the park, and Motley Henley and Vete will start behind Ethan Wheatley up top, who has scored 2 goals and had 2 assists in pre-season, looking pretty good. Obviously only 18 years old, and could well see us all the way up into League One. Who knows? But that is where we're going to be leaving it for today. We will be back tomorrow with our first 2 games of the season against Rochdale and Woking. It would appear that the media think that we're going to finish in around about 19th place, but I think we can do a hell of a lot better than that. Might even get a sneaky push for promotion in, but first things first, we've got to survive the league. We've got to make sure that we're at least mid-table, you would say, come the middle of the season, and see if we can push on to the higher levels and get ourselves into the Football League. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for daily Football Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.